Welcome to the Dan Casper Show podcast, your chance to catch the full show anytime, anywhere. If you missed it live on the radio, no worries. We've got you covered with all the sports talk, opinions, interviews, and conversations from the show. From the Packers to the Brewers to the biggest stories in sports and around Wisconsin, it's all right here. This is the Dan Casper Show podcast. What's up, everybody? Good morning. And happy Tuesday. DK Show coming to you from the TDS Sports Talk Studios this morning. Thanks for waking up and making us a part of your start, whether you are listening on the radio dials, 105.1 FM, 790 AM, streaming us up online at WIYradio.com, sportstalk1051.com. You've got your smart devices, smart speakers like your Alexa devices, video stream also up and rolling on YouTube here this morning. Maybe you haven't gone to sleep yet after last night's Brewers game, or maybe you're just riding like an hour, a couple hours of sleep here. But whatever the case may be, thanks for making this a part of your start, even if you are lacking a little bit of sleep after last night's Brewers' crazy win. 15-14 victory over the Athletics in Las Vegas. The ball was flying last night. 11 home runs total, 4 of them coming from the Brew Crew. Pat Murphy calling it the craziest game that he's been a part of at the major league level, but it was a late one. It was a late one. You might have to brew some extra coffee here this morning to kind of get things going here. But, man, I don't even know where to kind of begin from last night's game. Kyle Harrison, he only went 2 1/3. He gave up 8 earned runs. There was a couple of instances, too. You had some errors, Rengifo. You had Joey Ortiz, bobbling with the bases loaded. But it was, one word or a phrase to describe last night's game. Nuts, crazy. That's kind of where I'm at right now this morning, trying to still digest, staying up that late to watch that game and follow that game. But biggest thing, though, the Brew Crew do pick up the win. So used up quite a bit of pitchers yesterday, so we'll see how the rest of the series goes here. But the game was in Las Vegas, the minor league park that the Athletics play in. And, boy, did that ball carry out there. Holy moly, it made Coors Field, made Colorado look like a pitching park, for crying out loud. I mean, there was one home run by the Athletics there that everybody thought was just kind of a fly ball. Pop-up. I think it was in the 10th inning, if memory serves me correct, off of Ashby. And everybody Jeff Levering on the radio call kind of insinuated, fly ball to right field. Ashby, Contreras thought it was going to be easy out and just drifted out there. It was like 90 miles an hour off the bat, or not even. I mean, it was jet stream or something going on in that field. But, man, that is a hitter's park. Woo. AAA, if you play AAA games over there, you got to be if you're an offensive player, you're a position player, you got to absolutely love playing in that park. But lots to go through from last night's game. You look at Yelly with a couple of hits. Chirio collected 3 hits. Terang, Contreras, Bowers continuing his awesome start to the season. Vaughn had an awesome night. 4 hits, including a home run and a couple of doubles. But it was 7, 8, 9 hitters. Only not a ton of production. Ortiz actually had the most production. 2 hits between 7, 8, 9 hitters, and they all came from Joey Ortiz. The others, Rengifo and Mitchell, not getting a hit in last night's game. So, but we'll talk plenty of baseball, talk plenty of Brewers. Looking back at last night's game. Oh, man. Excuse me. I'm looking ahead to Game 2 tonight. Get to do it again. So hopefully hopefully that one doesn't go as long as last night. So what else do we got on the docket for us this morning? We're going to catch up with Mark, is that game over yet? I don't know. I think they just left the ballpark probably. But we're going to catch up with RJ Cardinal in a couple hours from now and talk some college sports. And obviously the big thing in college sports right now is, and it happened towards the end of our program yesterday, but the whole Texas Tech and Brendan Sorsby story issue. So a judge yesterday ruled that Brendan Sorsby is eligible to play in college football right now. I mean, this is Brendan Sorsby who admitted and gambling and betting on sports and such. And the decision by this judge to make Brendan eligible has just, I would say, flipped the college football landscape on its heads. I mean, you've got conferences now, and one of them being the Big Ten, reportedly considering saying we are not scheduling games against Texas Tech. Big Ten officials, according to ESPN, are expected to discuss in the upcoming days a league-wide mandate to not schedule Texas Tech in any sports in the regular season. That came in the wake of Nebraska telling ESPN that their school's teams are not allowed to schedule the Red Raiders. I mean, it's every conference. It seems like it's how many athletic directors out there. It is. I can tell you right now, this is going to be a part of my Toys of Ford grind my gears coming up here. I mean, the NCAA has gone through a lot over the years and questions and that, and now it's just like, what do you do? I mean, there's so much to go through this, and again, we'll talk to RJ about this too, especially how it relates to Big Ten with Big Ten contemplating on not scheduling Texas Tech. And if anybody's kind of wondering why wouldn't they schedule Texas Tech with that? Well, I mean, you can't really trust. Yes, Brendan is going, and seeking some help and such. But what if it comes to, all right, there's betting going on during their games and all that stuff. So it's like, how can you, as Sonny Dykes, head coach at TCU, said, how is anyone ever going to trust the outcome of a game? And that's kind of where the core of it all is. Just, like, why? What are we doing? You know what I mean? So, but, all right. So we'll talk about that with Mr. RJ Cardinal coming up a little after 8 o'clock here this morning. We'll continue our top 250 countdown in the world of, or I should say in the history of American sports. So we have officially gotten under 200, and we're going to knock off another 10 today. So after today, we'll be down to 180 as we approach America's birthday. So another 10 names, teams, moments, plays, all that stuff will be marked off on our list. We'll probably do that next hour. So we'll hit that up too. Last night's NBA Finals. See, you think about yawning and you yawn again. Man alive. NBA Finals, Spurs picking up a Game 3 victory in New York in a very crucial Game 3 for the Spurs. So at least extending the series a little bit more. But we got Stanley Cup going on tonight in a pivotal Game 4. Vegas is up 2-1 in that series. So, but we'll throw a little bit of chat on that. It is also I'm not saying, but I'm just saying Tuesday. So give me your best. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. All right. You can text those on over to the Shoe Doctors bullpen line at 715-830-1912 or hang out on the Section 105 chat room. Locally, the Express falling last night to Wilmer, but they'll wrap up that series on the road tonight against Wilmer, and then we'll return home to Carson Park to begin a 2-game series against Bismarck. And reminder, Thursday, we'll do a little tailgate Thursday. We're going to be over there with the Mobile Man Cave at about 5:30. So anybody want to go? I've got some tickets. I'm holding on to them right now. You got to stop by the station to grab some. Just let me know if you'd like some, and I'll leave some out front for you, all right? For Thursday's game only. Okay? But also, best of luck. We got to give some best of luck because we've got sectional high school baseball going on today. So best of luck to teams that are in action here today. I know like Eau Claire Emmanuel Lutheran's going to be in action. So just best of luck. Oh, Mountain Falkirk, all the teams that are still in action, best of luck today. And at least for this week, weather-wise, maybe lucking out here. Although I know they're talking a little bit of rain towards the evening hours, but hopefully everything kind of plays out here. But best of luck to all of our high school teams who are in action for sectionals today. So, but all right, let's get things going here this morning, shall we? We'll get the lead off going here. We gotta recap that Brewers game from last night in case maybe you didn't stay up or listen and watch the entire game. A crazy game yesterday. A lot of scoring. If you like offensive baseball, you probably liked that game last night. We'll hear a little bit from Pat Murphy recapping and his thoughts from the game last night, too. So let's take our first break, and then we will get things going here with the leadoff. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Looking for the perfect summer hangout? Well, then you need to make your way on over to the VFW Post 305 in Eau Claire. You can enjoy the beautiful views overlooking the river, some great food, some cold beverages, and some of the best live local music that you will find anywhere in the Chippewa Valley. So whether you're meeting some friends after work or spending some summer evenings outdoors, the VFW Post 305 is the place to be. Great views, great music, great times. That's the VFW Post 305. And don't forget about their Father's Day brunch going on, too. And from now up until Father's Day, if you purchase a breakfast at the VFW Post 305, you'll be entered to win a Father's Day gift basket. So, all right. Lead off this morning. Brewers. Late one, 15-14 victory, though. Picking up their 41st win on the season to improve to 41-23. Let's go through the numbers here quick. Kyle Harrison only going 2 1/3, giving up 8 hits, 8 earned runs, striking out 4, 3 home runs, and a couple of walks. Anderson comes in and does well after that, just going 2 2/3, but doesn't give up a hit, issuing just 1 walk. Aaron Ashby coming in, an inning and 2/3. He gave up 3 earned runs, including a couple of dingers. But Uribe with the win, and then Chad Patrick picking up the save in last night's game. But offensively, you had Yelich, 7 at-bats, couple of hits for him. Jackson Cheerio, 3 hits. Terang picking up a hit, which was a home run. You had Vaughn, had a really good night from the plate. 4 hits, couple doubles, including a home run. Contreras with that home run late to add to his 3 hits from last night, boosting his average to 290 and a 756 OPS. And then Bowers with a couple hits, including a home run, moving up his average 286 and his OPS up to a 912. But there were 52 total at-bats for the Brewers last night, 18 total hits in those 15 runs, and it was a come-from-behind game for the Crew, having to put up those 2 runs in the 9th to force extras, and then Brewers putting up 4 in the top of the 10th, thinking that's going to be enough, and nope. Athletics put up 4 to tie it. And then, of course, no scoring in the 11th, because why would you do that? Brewers putting up a run in the 12th and holding on thanks to Chad Patrick there. Let's hear from Pat Murphy. What did he have to say about last night's game? And Pat Murphy's been around baseball for a while. This is audio courtesy from Todd Rosiak.
A game like that, what do you even think about what you saw tonight in this ballpark?
Yeah, the most bizarre game I've ever had. Major League Baseball in 11 years. Never saw anything like it. I mean, so many things happened. There were 16 challenges in the game.
Yep.
16 challenges in the game. I never seen anything like it, and then have a ball 94 miles an hour, 40 ball out of the park. It's a very offensive. You got to credit the Oakland A's for what they did, down 4 in the 10th, and to score and tie it. But you got to credit our guys, Uribe and Patrick, for what they did at the end. Kunel's first outing was great, for the most part, and so many guys contributed. But offensively, 1 through 6 were incredible. Yelly's base running, Durang's homer, Williams homer, Bowers homer, Vaughn homer and 2 doubles. But then 7, 8, 9 didn't give us much today. 2 for 16 is what I've been told. 2 for 16 with 10 Ks. And the guy that got the 2 hits, Ortiz, was out of the game. So, there's so many ups and downs of it. But, you really got to credit, our guys for hanging in there. And the job that Uribe and Patrick did to throw up zeros is very unusual in extra inning baseball. So.
Murph, you can't obviously count anything not happening in this game, but you go up 14-10. William hits that home run. How good are you feeling at that point? Do you feel like that?
Ashby on the mound throwing the ball great.
Yeah.
And then the ball Kurtz hit up and in 99. Check the tape, man. He could know it was coming.
Yeah.
And to hit that ball up and in at 99, it shows you how brilliant that guy is and what a future he has. That's scary. I may never pitch to him again. That was incredible.
Yeah.
You got to credit them what they did, and usually the visiting team doesn't win this one.
Oh.
Murphy, with all the way the ball flies and how hard the infield looked, do you even take anything away from Harrison's start? What do you judge?
Yeah, we made 2 defensive miscues. Rengifo lost the ball in the lights, and Ortiz muffed the ball, the bases loaded, no outs. There's double play ball, or at least there's 3 outs right there. So that inning would have never happened. So I think Harrison threw the ball good. The home run is a home run. In this ballpark today. But I think that home run, Langanier's home run, was earned. That was a bomb. The other home run he gave up, was earned. But I think he would have had a good outing. This is a tough place to pitch.
Murph, obviously Chad did a great job there to finish it out. Was McGill down tonight? Is that why?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is anything okay? Is everything okay with him?
Well, we're just, he felt a little discomfort, so we'll figure it out here.
Murph, you have 2 more games here, and with all the pitching you used today, is it a little...
Yeah.
Some daunt?
Some daunt. All hands on deck. These games are all important, every one of them. Every one of the 162 is important. And, special win for those people in the Midwest and the East Coast that they stayed up. That's pretty special.
Murphy,
Thank you for staying up.
Sorry, you said this is the craziest game that you can remember in the major leagues, being coach or manager.
Yeah.
You coached a lot of baseball over the years at many different levels. Where can you think of where this one might have ranked in terms of like all the other games you've ever been a part of?
It's just bizarre. It's not unusual for games with the runner at second base to go back and forth in a 3 spot. We just had one the other day. Who was that against? Colorado, last week. So back and forth. So that's not that unusual. But to score 4 when you got 2 outs, that's 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Or I guess Langanier's got the hit before that, but then 2 outs, 2 strikes, man, boom, homer. So amazing. Happy for our guys that they're that resilient.
All right, again, that's audio courtesy from Todd Rosiak, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, Pat Murphy, talking a little bit about the game from last night. And one little nugget there, too, that he did share is Trevor McGill apparently feeling a little discomfort. If you watched the video of Pat Murphy kind of talking, I don't want to say, something. He just had a look on his face of maybe a little bit of concern, a little bit of unknownness. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but man, that bullpen now in the last few days has really taken some hits with the injuries and all that. And I don't know if there's going to be any corresponding moves to help bolster that pen, get some fresher arms in there and that, but something to definitely monitor. And I think that off day that's coming up here on Thursday, they definitely need it just to get some R&R, especially with the upcoming schedule, not to look ahead and to overlook the Athletics. By the way, even Pat Murphy calls them the Oakland Athletics still. So, but taking a look at, the upcoming schedule, obviously with the Phillies coming to town, and then you got the Cubs coming up a little bit later on. It's going to be a tough schedule, and hopefully that bullpen can get some rest. Hopefully this pitching staff can get some rest here too. And you look at Robert Gasser, who's going to get to start tonight, and we'll kind of take a look at that here in just a little bit. Man, they're going to need him to maybe eat up some innings for the Crew tonight. But this was a ballpark too, with and the Brewers had just acquired a bullpen guy from the A's kennel, and he told the team, be cautious, the ball flies. And well, ding ding ding, yeah, he couldn't have summed it up even better. But man, it was just of course it had to happen towards the West Coast too, a late game, just to make it a little bit longer with the outcome. But it isn't a for sure thing, but it feels like in sports, and it feels like in baseball, what's probably going to happen today? It's probably going to be a very low scoring game for tonight's game. It's going to be one of those things. Probably doubtful considering the park that they're playing in, but would it surprise anybody if that were the case? So, Brewers.com. So, tell you what, I got to take a quick break here. And some fun facts here about last night's game. And this is from Brewers.com that posted this up last night here, too. So, we'll take a look at that. And then preview tonight's matchup for Game 2 of this series between the Brewers and the Athletics. We've got Robert Gasser on the mound here for the Crew, and the Crew would love nothing more than to get some innings from Roberts. On the other side, you got JT Ginn going for the Athletics. So we'll preview Game 2 coming up after these quick words. Summer is here, and that means it is the perfect time to give your home a fresh new look with Carpet City Flooring Center in Eau Claire. Whether you are updating a family room, finishing a basement, refreshing a bedroom, or finally tackling that remodeling project you've been putting off, Carpet City Flooring Center has the flooring options that you are looking for. From beautiful luxury vinyl planks to carpet, tile, and more, you will find quality products and expert guidance every single step of the way. Their experienced team will help you find the right flooring to fit your style, your budget, your lifestyle. And with professional installation available, your project can be completed quickly and correctly. Make this summer the summer that you transform your home. Stop on in to Carpet City Flooring Center in Eau Claire today and discover why so many area homeowners, including myself, trust Carpet City Flooring Center for all of their flooring needs. Carpet City Flooring Center, helping you love where you live. So the Brewers are going to have some tired arms. Well, the A's too, because in Monday's game, each team used 7 pitchers, 14 hurlers combined to throw 441 pitches. It was a season high, surpassing 432 pitches thrown in the 13-inning Rays and Pirates contest on April 18th at PNC Park. Including the postseason, this is, again, some fun facts from Brewers.com. The most recent game with more was an 18-inning Game 3 of the 2025 World Series. The previous regular season, that had 609 pitches, by the way. The previous regular season game with more was April 24th, 2025, Rockies-Giants game, 447, which 11 innings. The A's alone threw 238 pitches, the most by a single team in a regular season game since the A's on March 31st against the Cubs at 246. 16 challenges you heard Pat Murphy say in that audio clip, too. Combined 16 ABS challenges, shattering the previous record of 12 since ABS came to the major leagues beginning this season. The A's were also involved in one of the two games with 12 combined challenges, their home contest against the Cardinals on May 14th. Brewers went 5 for 7 on their challenges, while the A's were 6 of 9. Despite losing their second challenge in the bottom of the ninth, they received another for each extra inning and lost a third in the 12th. So, just a couple of fun facts from last night's bizarre game, wild game, crazy game, whatever the heck we're going to be calling it here. So, but Brewers definitely hoping that maybe Robert Gasser can give them some length and kind of help out that bullpen. And Robert's coming off of, even though he got the loss against the Giants back on the 3rd, I think it's safe to say that was probably his best outing so far this season. And he kind of got the vintage or the Pat Murphy saying, hey, gotta do better, gotta pitch better, gotta be a little bit better, especially, cut down on the walks and that. And for the most part, did that. I mean, he went 5 innings, 5 hits, but just 1 earned run, struck out 5, and issued 1 walk. But, yeah, they're really open that they could get some length out of him and keep that pitch count low and maybe at least just get through 6. Ideally, it'd be 7 innings, you'd think, but let's maybe put the base at 6 if you can just get to that point here. On the flip side, you've got JT Gedd going for the Athletics, who is in 14 games. He has started 11, 3-3. JT has a 2.74 ERA this season, but maybe with this park, that ERAs don't matter for any pitcher. But JT, his latest appearance on the 4th against the Cubbies, he went 6 strong innings, only giving up 2 hits, 1 earned run, which was a home run, and struck out 8. In the month of May, 6 games started. He was 3-3 with a 2.60 ERA. April, played in 6 games, started 4 of those, had a 3.80 ERA. He's been a solid pitcher. JT's been a solid pitcher all season long, but if that ballpark, like we saw last night, is that ball is going to carry as much as it did, you could throw ERAs out the window. You could throw them out. I don't think that's going to matter. I almost kind of want to see Jacob Misiorowski pitching in that park and maybe give him a little. It's not happening, but just curious to see what Jacob Misiorowski could do, and for not necessarily what Jacob Misiorowski could do, I guess, but what players could do against somebody who throws as hard as Jacob Misiorowski in a very, very hitting friendly minor league ballpark. But Brewers, yeah, they're going to have their hands full for the next 2 games. There's no question about it. And when you look at, the 10th, they're probably thinking, hey, let's get out of here. Let's get to our opening day or not opening day, our off day, and then, get back home and get in our bed. The TBD for the Crew tomorrow, man, a lot of it's going to depend on today and how many pitchers they're going to have to use. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some transactions, some more call-ups, and getting some fresher arms up to kind of just get through these next 2 games. Hate to have that mindset, but that's kind of where it's at. And like Pat Murphy, they go with the approach. Every single game's important. All 162 games are important. That's the mindset that they have. Now, do lineups and all that kind of all the time kind of signify that or indicate that? No, you do have to manage wear and tear, health, rest, and all that good stuff too. But it'll be interesting to see how the Brewers, with some of their injuries to their pitching staff, to their bullpen, and with a lot of innings logged on these guys, how or what are the moves or who are they going to bring in to kind of refreshing that group and make sure that they're ready to go, because not to look too far ahead again, you've got some tough games coming up here. And you want to make sure that your pitching staff, that your bullpen is going to be good to go as much as they can go. I mean, after the Phillies, you've got the Guardians. You got the Braves. All right? After this series with the Athletics, it's Phillies, Guardians, and Braves. We know what the Braves and the Phillies can do offensively. The Guardians are our first-place team. Those are going to be tough matchups, and if your pitching staff's a little worn down and a little banged up, you're putting more pressure on this offense that we know does not hit home runs. They can score runs. That's for sure. That's a given. But they can't hit those home runs. So you're putting a little bit more pressure on that offense to maybe put up some more crooked numbers to help out that pitching staff. And then after the Braves, I mean, you got 2 series against the Reds, and then you throw the Cubs in there, and you know the Cubs would love nothing more when they come into Milwaukee to take that series and enact a little revenge against the Crew. So, most important thing is getting this series win against the Athletics, but right behind that, it's going to have to be some health and some fresh arms for the next few weeks to finish off this month of June, because it is going to be tough for this Crew. First pitch for tonight's game, 9:05 again. Coverage will begin at 8:30 on your radio dials of 105.1 FM and 790 AM. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll start to wrap up the first hour. Put on that second pot of coffee. You're going to need it for today, to get through today. If you can, maybe try to take a little bit of a nap. I won't be able to today, so it's going to be a rough couple days, couple mornings here. Stayed up and watching these. Hopefully tonight's game, just a couple hours. Let's get through this one fairly quick tonight to kind of catch up. But, man, all right. At least we got a win, though. It's like it's those games. It's like the Packers-Cowboys game last year on Sunday night. You go to overtime and you still end in a tie. I was like, what? At least the Brewers got the win last night, this morning. Then that makes it a little bit better with games like that and early risers. So, all right, quick break, but we'll be back to wrap up the first hour after these quick words. Believe it or not, hunting season preparation starts right now, and there is no better place to gear up than Tilden Gun in Chippewa Falls. Whether you are looking to upgrade your deer rifle, pick up a new turkey gun, or add a dependable shotgun for traps, sporting clays, or target shooting, Tilden Gun has a wide selection of firearms from the brands that you know and trust. Their knowledgeable staff can help you find the perfect fit for your hunting style, experience level, and budget. Plus, you'll find ammunition, accessories, optics, and more to help you get the most out of every trip to the range or into the field. Don't wait until the season is right around the corner. Get prepared now and shoot with the confidence later. Stop by Tilden Gun in Chippewa Falls and see why sportsmen and shooting enthusiasts throughout the Chippewa Valley trust Tilden Gun for all of their firearm needs. Coming up next hour, we'll continue our 250 countdown. America's 250th anniversary. Are we calling it birthday or anniversary? I've heard both. So I've just been randomly throwing in anniversary or birthday. I don't know if it's officially one or not. But anyways, we'll continue our top 250 countdown. America, sports, moments, people, games, plays. We got another group of 10 coming your way. We're going to talk about this Texas Tech and issue and the trickle-down effect in the world of college sports coming up a little bit later on here too, especially when we get to RJ Cardinal. Speaking of the Brewers, so if you've been to American Family Field this year, you've noticed some construction outside the right field corner. And I noticed it when I was there for a game. And it, honestly, at that time, and people were kind of talking about it, looked like a mini golf course. And I'm like, okay, I know they were going to do some stuff and build some stuff around it to, families and stuff, kind of like a Titletown district, but it's not the case. They are building a premium club for the start of the 2027 season. The Trust Club, named for the supports of the stadium's signature roof and built from green-tinted brick to match, will be a high-end, all-inclusive gathering space for season seat holders in the 375 most desirable seats in the ballpark. They will fill the 6 rows behind home plate, including 1 new row of seats to be added on what is now the warning track. Adding another seat behind in the front row there. So there's a couple of different projects here. Inside the ballpark, the Brewers will install padded 23 or 24-inch seats from dugout to dugout in the first 6 rows, making them the widest seats in the ballpark. If you have a ticket for one of those seats, you will also get access to the other new space, the Trust Club, which is a 20,000 square foot building already under construction on the southwest side of American Family Field. When finished, it will open onto the field level concourse of the ballpark. There is no membership or initiation fees, but those tickets are only available as part of half-season and full-season ticket packages. Pricing starts at $245 per game, inclusive of everything, a ticket, parking, food, and beverage. On game day, the club will open 30 minutes before other stadium gates, offering a different level of all-inclusive than the Brewers have ever had before. So why this? What is this? Well, in the 25 years since the stadium, in the last 25 years, so the Brewers and the Stadium District have kept the building fresh with continuous changes and additions, from group entertainment spaces throughout the building to scoreboard replacements, massive concessions overhaul in 2017, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what the stadium always lacked is a premium area tied to the seats behind home plate. And that made the Brewers an outlier. The only other Major League Baseball team without one is the A's, and that will change in their new ballpark in Las Vegas in 2028. So that's something new that's going to happen. Anybody wondering how will it impact gameplay by moving in or adding some seats? The Brewers, well, they did a study to determine how many pop-ups would fall into the new first row behind the netting for a foul ball instead of settling into the catcher's glove. Because the foul ground will shrink by only 3 to 4 feet from dugout to dugout, the number was small. So that's going to be, I mean, when I first saw that, okay, that was a little bit like, all right, that's kind of interesting. But then you think about it when they said all these other stadiums have it, then you kind of think, well, I remember seeing something like that on TV. Obviously, the one that really pops out is the Yankees one, I think, but that one is because prices are so exuberant and such. But yeah. In addition, it says the Brewers are also building a permanent multi-level food and beverage complex on that part of the plaza that will open in 2027. And think of it, Brewers officials say, as a tailgating space for fans who don't want to go through the hassle of packing a cooler and a grill. So, all right. We'll talk more about this coming up a little bit later on. We'll say good morning to Morgan. Good morning, Morgan.
Hey, Casper. I see you got a stack of cards in here. What are you doing?
Well, those have been here for a while.
What are they for?
I'll just open up some packs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you still get the thrill of opening up a pack of...
I don't get to open packs because Hudson does it all the time. So,
do you think there, as an adult, though, do you still get excited to see what he rips into? Like, there's still a little bit of a thrill involved in it?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So I have a couple of Tuesday Tussle questions for you. Think about generational things like that. Like in our day, we would say summer vacation was about riding bike. I was outside all day long, opening a pack of baseball cards, those little simple pleasures. Would you consider social media influencers legitimate celebrities?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm old.
Is that it, though?
Yeah.
That divide there? Because look at who Hudson looks up to. Is it mostly social influence online type people?
Besides sports.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then on that note,
But he knows all these people.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like a very normal point of access for them.
Like
to
when
get
we watch
information.
celebrity basketball games, like for All-Star Weekend, I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're an influencer. Excuse me?
Now,
Yeah.
do you think influencer is like in 20 years we're going to look back and be like, remember when influencers were everywhere? Or do you think this is the new way forged?
I think it's the new way.
Do you have any influencers that you personally actually admit to watching and liking?
Maybe not to the level of like that, but like there's pages. There's a guy called Coach Ballgame,
Okay.
who for youth baseball and such, like I would consider him an influencer. He's awesome just because, being a youth coach, just to kind of get ideas
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So things that you can pull ideas
Yeah.
of and then fold into your own life.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so then as a general rule, sort of adjacent to that conversation, do you think sports figures, professional athletes, are paid too much as a rule? I'm not talking like Ohtani, stuff that's just outrageous. I'm talking about as a rule. Or do you think because we've built that celebrity status into them, part of that is this giant salary that we're accustomed to hearing
I don't
about?
think they're getting paid too much because obviously the owners are okay. They're not hurting for money too, and they're getting,
So you think within the context of the situation, it's fair?
Yeah.
So if you had to pick one or two athletes that you would say, given the situation that they're in, they are overpaid, who would you pick?
Overpaid?
Overpaid. Because we know they're making a lot of money, no doubt. That's just assumed. But who's overpaid right now in the sports world?
Honestly, I'll say that. Can I go a different route besides athletes, but they're in the sports world?
Okay, but it has to be sports. It can't be like
sport.
actors that we all.
No.
Okay.
I'd say like some of the NFL announcers.
Okay. What
Like
do they
Troy
make?
Aikman, and they make like $30 million. Tom
What?
Brady makes like $30 million.
What about like somebody